right, Nicholas. I think we're all ready for you to go.
Thanks a lot, Eva.
No problem.
Let me share screen. So, can you see the screen right now?
I can see your screen.
Excellent. Well, hi everyone. My name is Nicolas Fernandez. It's going to be a pleasure for me to share with you some tips about how to prepare a WoW demo. In this case, my experience is with Dynamics 365 customer engagement, the Power Platform. But I think it will be applied to any other application. So first, a quick introduction of myself. As I mentioned, my name is Nicolas Fernandez. I am the pre-sales director at Infoban. I am also, since February of this year, Microsoft MVP business application. It was going to be this was going to be my first session as an MVP, but then COVID happens and the reschedule and so. But well, I am also recognized as a Microsoft Viable Seller for by Microsoft Iberica. I participate a lot in the community. I've been part of the organization pain in many 365 Saturdays in Barcelona, Madrid, Buenos Aires. Also part of the organization pain of the Power Platform World Tour Madrid 2019. And this is my first time here at Stream and the summit. Not my first time as speaker, as you might imagine. And well, the in relationship on my professional background, I started with Dynamics CRM in 2014, 6 years ago, but I've been working with CRM for the past 11 years. And at the first time I started working with Dynamics, it wasn't. It was a few months later I started doing some pre-sales actions, and since that I shaped my whole career jumping between delivery and pre-sales, first as a consultant, then as a solution architect, and right now as a pre-sales director. So I have to say I was really lucky through all these years to be surrounded with really great people that helped me build my profile, my career, and it still happened today. So this is something I'm really grateful for, because no matter how many demos or presentations I perform, I know there's something to learn from someone, and from one from my point of view is be ready to learn all the time. So without any further presentation, as I mentioned, the main goal of the presentation is to share with you some tips and tricks on how to prepare a wow effect demo. In this case, I will be sharing some insights that I learned through all these years. Some of those I learned in the bad way by making some mistakes, and some of those by having great teachers to learn from. So I believe that the first thing we need to think is what are the things that defines a demo, right? And for me, it's a really simple definition, but for me, of course, a demo is the process of demonstrating something. And in my case, we demonstrate how Dynamics 365 customer engagement or the Power Platform can help resolve some business needs for our customers. And if you allow me to take this definition to go further and analyze, we have several elements there to analyze. The first one is, I mentioned Dynamics 365 customer engagement and Power Platform, and this is nothing more than the application that we're going to show. As I mentioned, if you are partners of Business Central or Finance and Operations, so also this apply as well. But the thing is, what are we going to show? It's not the out-of-the-box application without any context. We're going to show how to solve our customer needs. So when we talk about these needs, we are talking about the business processes that needs to be optimized or digitalized. And our proposal is to do it with the Microsoft Business Application Platform, aka Dynamics 365 and Power Platform. So this is the how we are going to demo the platform. we're going to show our customers how they can improve their business with Dynamics 365 or the Power Platform. So now we have two elements that they are really familiar and really intuitive, and they are the what and the how. A third element that is as important as those two is the who or to whom, and is our customer. So our customer or our prospect, of course. And there's something to keep in mind, that is there's none two companies that are going to be equal. So they might be similar because their business processes could be similar. Maybe both companies can be from the same industry, but it doesn't matter how similar they are, they're never equal. And one of the main reasons is because of the people that are part of those companies. And this is something crucial to know, because we are making a demo for those people, not for the company. And this is a key concept. So if you take these three elements and what I just said before, we can take one conclusion from here, and there's no such thing as a fully reusable demo for two different customers, and that's because of the context. It won't be the same, and we can use and we can reuse, and it's a best practice to reuse something that you already built. But if we don't adapt it, we probably won't get that effect, that engagement that we want to get on the demo. So we have three elements right now. We have the what, aka the solution. We have the how, aka our customer business processes or the business processes. And we have the who or to whom, aka our customers. And as I mentioned before, you have to keep in mind that our customers is not the company, but also the people that will be attending to the demo. And there is a fourth element. There's a fourth factor that I believe it's really critical to consider when you're going to perform a demo, and that factor is the where. Knowing where you're going to present the demo is quite important for many reasons, and we're going to talk about them in a few slides. But I believe these four elements, these four factors, are the things that we have to keep in mind when we are going to plan and tailor wow effect demo. So the what. I think the first thing to keep in mind is that we really need to know the platform, our platform. If you are partners of Microsoft for a long time, you already know that Microsoft has a really dynamic and accelerated improvement process of the business application platform. And I'm not only talking about the two major releases that has per year. Next week we are going to have the new release notes available, but also because almost every year there is some new applications coming to the family, to the Dynamics or the Power Platform family, and this is huge. There's not only the product side on this dynamic or accelerated process that we need to keep track, but also the rebranding. Microsoft loves rebranding, and knowing what are the elements, what are the applications, and how to show them with the momentum of Microsoft is really important. And there are also another dimension of this, and it's the licensing. As you might know, or as you might suffer, Microsoft changed licensing a lot. Small changes sometimes, enforcements on other times, and big changes now and then. So it can happen once, twice, or more times per year, and this is really important. Not for the demo itself, but for the questions and for the information that we are going to share on the context of a demo. So Another thing to keep in mind is that you need to have the right environments at the right time, and it means that you need to uh, keep your environments with the right subscriptions and services. And there are a few scenarios here. Uh, Depending on the competences that you might have, it's probably that you have a demo environment if the solution allows you to have a demo environment. Some of the new applications doesn't have those. So if that's the scenario, and if you are going to perform a demo with the demo environment that your company have, well, you will be limited on the subscriptions that your company have on the tenant. So that's something to keep in mind. Then we have the CDX side, that where you can manage up to 6 environments that last a few months. And one thing to keep in mind is it doesn't matter what is the environment that you create. For example, I can create a Dynamics 365 customer engagement environment, and it will give me the license for a few months. But on that environment, I can add new trial subscriptions for Office 365, for Remote Assist, for Customer Insights. So on this environment, I can build a stronger tenant for the demo, and it's quite interesting tool because CDX mm, mm, allows us to create these tenants, but also gave us some shared tenants with Microsoft. Those are tenants to plug and play the demo. They're not going to be the wow effect because they won't be in the context of a customer, but it's going to be a savior in some scenarios. So if you want to create, for example, an omni-channel engagement hub demo, well, you will need to create a trial from scratch for customer service app, and then you have to configure everything on the omni-channel engagement hub. And each application has some particularities, and this is something you need to keep in mind when you think on designing and creating a demo environment for a customer. And if we think about creating over and over some demo environments, of course we have Dynamics 365 marketing that not only is not available on the same place or on of the rest of the trials. If you go to trials.dynamics.com, it doesn't show Dynamics 365 marketing, and you need to find the link in the right way. But also because the power of Dynamics marketing is to show the application in the context of a customer. So you will need to create and you will need to customize the demo each time you have to perform it. You can have the Contoso church sales template on the tenant, but if you really want to engage with your customers, and it's something we wanted to talk in a few slides, you need to personalize. You need to keep the interest of your attendees from the first moment of the demo. So another thing to keep in mind when you talk about keeping your demos environments in order is to keep the users on track, and you need to be really clear on the admin users. You need to create as many users as you may need for your demo. So don't try to use everything on the demo with just one user, with the admin user, because the experience won't be the same. If you need to change your hats, and right now I'm the supervisor, and right now I'm the agent, and right now I'm the customer that I'm going to a portal, that's fine. Do it slowly, because the customers need to keep the track on you. They need to understand the story. They need to feel the story that you're telling, but create as many users as you need to have the right message delivered to the customer. So this is really something you need to keep in mind. Another point is to know your stuff. This is important because, as I mentioned before, Dynamics or Microsoft Business Applications Platform has 2 major releases per year, and usually each one has at least 400 new functionalities Some of them are in public preview, some of them are in GA, and in some cases there have some geographic restrictions. So you need to know this kind of stuff, and you need to know how to show them. You need to know where to find the right information when you have to prepare a demo, when you have to prepare your speech or the storytelling of the demo. And that's something, it's not news. That is, it is important to know the know-how, but it's more important to know the know-who, or in this case, the know where to find the information, how to configure, and how to take the all the lemon shoes of the platform. On when you think about some use cases or some business cases in particular that you are going to show, because not everything is good for every time. And there are many things that can generate a bad experience to a customer when you perform a demo, and one of those is to give misinformation that maybe the customer already know. So it is important to be prepared for these things. It is important to be on top on the news, because right now Microsoft has an open strategy of the learning material. I believe today is the last day of the migration to Microsoft Learn of all the content that Microsoft offers, and it's a public site. So our customers might know something that we don't, and it's better to say, hey, let me check, than give some misinformation, because that will be a deal breaker. The last thing I believe, if we have to consider the what, is to always be prepared for the unthinkable. And of course, this covers a lot of things, not only about the what. So the unthinkable things goes also to the where or the who. But you shouldn't be trusting that everything is going to work. So don't trust that on that. If something can work wrong, it will happen during a demo. It's the Murphy law. So if you have some automations that you want to show, okay, prepare it, test it. But you also should have a second scenario where all the steps are already done in the different stages of that automation. Because if something goes wrong, there's nothing worse than having the circle going ongoing, or having to trying to dig what is the problem and debug the problem right there with the customer. So if something goes wrong, there's no problem. You close the tab, you go to the other tab, and you continue with all the neutrality that you might have. And you have to keep the the fears of that to show to the customer inside of you. Another best practice is also to have all the screenshots of each step of the demo in a PowerPoint, in case of the total environment app collapse, or maybe in case of the internet, the connection doesn't work. So that is a best practice also. Now, jumping to the how. We have several things here also to consider. The first thing is to make it familiar. Show your customer how to solve their problem or digitalize their processes. Don't go with a kind of demo to every customer, because that won't generate a wow effect. The demo can be a great demo, like the ones that are on the CDX as shared tenant, but it's not the same. The second thing is don't use sample / demo / test data. If you do so, try to personalize it. Then again, make it familiar. So Contoso company is not a company that any of our customers work with. So learn which are the customers and try to personalize it. Then don't assume that they already know things. So be calm when you perform the demo. Keep your hand on the mouse really still, and move it really slowly, because you are familiar with the environment. You know how to navigate the environment. They don't, or they probably don't know. So don't assume that you the things you do quickly they already know. Then don't jump between screens. That's a demo killer. You have to perform a smooth demo to help them to understand the story, and make it about the benefits. It's not only about the technology. The technology is great, but the benefit for the customers, it's something that we need to show to the customer each time we mention a functionality that is already thinking on their processes. So you tailor a demo, thinking about the process, tell them why that functionality is going to be a benefit for the company. Jumping to the whom, here are several points to think about. The first thing is you should know which is going to be the audience, because it's not the same to perform a demo for a CEO than a SEO than a sales director. So it's really different. Then, as I mentioned before, tailor your story carefully for the story that in your audience wants, or the attendees wants to hear, and need to hear to understand the technology and the benefits. And the first thing is understand their goals. Each attendee might have their own goals. The CEO will pursue their own goals. The sales director will pursue their own goals. So you should understand that to be able to tell the benefits for each actor. Then show them that you know them. So put the context on the demo with data that makes sense to them, with customers of their own, with products, or with the brand, with the color brand. So that's something the customers will really like, and that will make them be interested from the start of the demo. Then prepare for the changes, and that's something that I mentioned before uh, for for whatever you think that might happen. So the customers might have some questions that are going to take you off the script. That's fine. Don't desperate. So it's something that's going to happen. Tell them, hey, you're taking me outside the script. That's no problem. Let me jump quickly to that matter. Shall explain it. Okay, it's closed. Let me go back to the script, continue with the script, go back to the story where you were talking, and that's fine. But you should be prepared for that, and try to make them part of the demo. Involve them in the demo. Validate your approach every now and then, because that will force them to be into you, into the demo, and this is something that you need to think about. The last point, the where. So quite important, confirm the infrastructure. Sorry, do you have the HDMI? Do you have VGA? Does the room has a TV or a projector? So what are you going to see? What can you expect from the room where you're going to make the demo? Then go early. Try to test everything: internet, power, projector, etc. Don't let anything loose to fail during the demo. Do not trust on the Wi-Fi. If you don't have a MIFI, maybe MiFi, I don't know how to say actually in English, or your cell phone, you can use that as a hotspot, and that's something you need to keep in mind. Then, when you are on a big room with a big TV, but the persons are 5 meters away, they don't see when you write something if you misspell something. So don't worry about that. They won't care about that. They want to see the product. They don't want to see the platform. And try to use the environment on your advantage. So if it's a big room, do not keep you sit and still on your computer. when you talk about something, try to work with your body, try to send some confidence on your speech, and then go back to the computer, continue with some steps, then go back, explain something, try to use everything around you. So closing this session, what I believe there are four nice conclusions that we can take. The first one is you need to personalize the demo. That's something I mentioned many times, and that's a key point on the effect. I had a customer a few years ago. It was a bank. They were looking to have a digital marketing solution, and when they saw their template on Microsoft Dynamics Marketing, rest in peace, and when they saw that with social engagement, rest in peace as well, I was able to post messages with a really similar Twitter account that, like the one they have. It was like, okay, and it is great. It's great that moment when you challenge your customers, when you make them know that you are involved in the sale. So that's something that you need to use for yourself. So then use as many resources as you can: demo environments, trials, different kind of devices, notebooks, HoloLens, smartphones, iPads. There are a lot of things that you can do with different solutions that Dynamics and Power Platform gave us. So use them. Don't be afraid of that. Be honest. You shouldn't be generating false expectations. That's really bad for you. Not only because sometimes you do it by being dishonest, and that's something that you shouldn't be doing, but also because if they ask you something and someone in the room already know the answer and you are giving misinformation, well, that's not good for you either. And try to meet these expectations. So make sure that you know the expectations of the demo before designing and building that. So there's not many minutes away. I don't know if there are any question by the.
Hey, Nicholas, I'm going to take everybody off mute now. So if anybody has any questions, they can either put them in the chat or you can speak up.
No questions.
No questions?
That can be a good news or bad news, but no questions. In fact, so for closing the presentation, I want to share with you some contact information in case you want to keep in touch on Connect. So you can find me in many social media, social networks, and there is also my professional and my company's email, so we can be in touch. And by saying so, thank you all of you for being here, and I hope you're enjoying the event.
Thank you very much.